Greetings and felicitations.
Okay, here comes the first round.
Boom. And
Jeez, that was just
Boom.
You
unnecessary.
kidding me? You can't be out of range? What?
Allow me to present the Double Aeneas. Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl the Appian Way here with a ridiculous 2v2 that ended up being a lot more fun than I think anybody anticipated it being. This is myself and Death playing as Hippolyta's Amazons, both with Archer Skirmisher heroes, against Noxie and Enspy Superman as both of them as John Cena's. There's a lot to go over in this battle, and it is over a lot quicker than it happened in game. We played with a pretty heavy lag, so we're going to end up with a lot of micro skills in the replay that just weren't there. My ally, Death, brought 2 Amazon champions, 3 horsewomen, 2 Arista McCoy, and 5 Black Spears to escort his Archer Skirmisher hero. I deploy on the right. I have an Archer Skirmisher hero closest to his forces, 2 Black Spears of my own, 2 Arista McCoy, 4 Amazon swordswomen, 2 Amazon champions, a Sirens, and 3 horsewomen of my own. When we saw that the enemy brought 3,000 troops, we were surprised, and then we realized we were surprised that we were surprised. It is 2 Aeneas, 2 Dardanias after all. So we deploy very thin and very wide with the intention of meeting as many of the enemy troops as we can. I'm not going to try to divide whose forces were who. It's just not possible, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 13, 14, 15, 16 rabble mobs in this battle. 16 rabble mobs. 2 Aeneases. A pair of heavy Trojan chariots. 2 Savage Centaur warriors and a Centaur champion. And then the rest of the army is a Harpy Fiends. 1, 2, 3 Fearless Swordsmen. And 3 Dardanian Defenders and 3 Dardanian Chargers. Actually, there's actually a pair of Dardanian Defenders over here as well. No, wait, those are the 3 Dardanian Defenders. There's 4 Dardanian Defenders. 4. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 Dardanian Defenders. Thank you, Count. Alright. So our forces are moving up. I'm looking for opportunities right away from my Archer Skirmisher here to kill some Dardanian Chargers and Dardanian Defenders. Right away. First shot, first blood of the battle. My hero has 9 kills. I love killing elite heavy infantry. So the Dardanian rabble is going to try and cause me some troubles for all of this. I'm going to go ahead and fall back slightly. We brought our heavy chariots with the intention of using them to kill as much of the rabbles and mobs as we possibly could. My chariots do happen to get a little bit too close to the Dardanian charger line. They're going to catch some javelins for the trouble. My hero does get caught up by some of the Dardanian rabble. They all just left the tree line, which is a perfect opportunity for Death to activate his forces and get in here. And Dardanian rabble is no match for the full might of this battle station. I mean Amazon champions. They just carve right through them. The Black Spears have engaged with these Dardanian rabble. Now let me talk to you about Amazon Swordsmen. I brought them thinking that they would be a good match for any extra Dardanian rabbles that I might have to deal with. It doesn't really end out that way. The rabble, in a couple of instances, actually beat my Amazon Swordswomen, which was a little bit heartbreaking. I thought the Swordswomen were a little bit better than that. I activate my Siren's Taunt. I was trying to target Aeneas. I unfortunately targeted the Dardanian Chargers, and my Sirens are going to get caught by those Chargers, because the Chargers will just pull themselves through whatever force they're dealing with. Look at what's left. Oh my lord, it's carnage. It is absolute carnage. No one can resist the full might of this fully armed and operational Amazon horsewoman and champion Death Star. And my own champions are getting involved in here too. We're just continuing to mow down the enemy. The Aeneases are, they can't even bring themselves to watch the mobs just getting obliterated. Now then, Fearless Swordsmen, Dardanian Chargers have engaged with some of the Black Spears and Arista McCoy. We're just trying to make sure that we don't get ourselves too terribly surrounded. These Dardanian Chargers, now freed from their taunt, have broken my Sirens. And look at this. My Amazon Swordswomen got absolutely pummeled by fighting this Dardanian rabble. I brought my horsewomen all the way back. I had brought them around this way, hoping to outflank and attack these heavy Trojan chariots, but then my opponents attack with their centaur champions of their own, forcing me back. This Harpy Fiends is in a perfect position now to cause as much fear as possible amongst the horsewomen and Amazon champions as they engage the heavy Trojan chariots. They're going to go ahead and quickly retarget and prioritize going after the Harpy Fiends, but not before getting intercepted by Centaur Warriors and the Centaur Champion. I activate the Aristea on my hero just so I can make sure, doubly make sure I can slip away from all these heavy infantries that were on top of me. My chariots end up getting caught here. My Aristea is a good thing to use on an Archer Skirmisher hero if you're intending to use their ability to deal extra damage to a hero. So I'm trying to shoot the hero, but every time I have to, move my forces, move her away from the enemy forces, it's also forcing her to just go on fire at will, and I'm not getting the targets I want. Thankfully, though, an arrow does hit Aeneas. This Aeneas, however, is going to go ahead and try and help out the Fearless Swordsman against the Aristomachoi, just as my Amazon champions get out of there. Look at this, 229 kills on this champion. This one that's routing over here, 175 kills. I've gotten my Oh, I think the game's about to freeze, yeah. So as I wait for the battle to catch up to where I left you off, the 5-minute 33-second mark, just wanted to show you the overall carnage of the battlefield. We have the mobility advantage leading into the middle of this battle, and as we go into the late stages of the battle, that is at the point which the Centaur champions really start making our cavalry and chariots really suffer for their impact. The Amazon champions of my ally with 206 kills and 230 kills. But here we are now, right where we left off. My Aristomachoi are pursuing this Dardanian defender, looking for every opportunity to beat up on them. Dardanian defenders are a good match for Aristomachoi. Here comes some extra Dardanian rabble to make us feel the pain of it. This Aeneas activates his Aristea, and you can see some of the black spears, they've had a bit too much, bit off a little bit more they can chew as they're being pursued out by Fearless Swordsmen. Here comes another Fearless Swordsman. They're hoping they can catch out this Archer Skirmisher hero. My own Archer Skirmisher is still fleeing this Aeneas, but is providing as much fire support as she can into the heavy infantry. So we've handled the light infantry very, very efficiently. We now have a bunch of Dardanian defenders, Dardanian chargers, and Fearless Swords we have to deal with, as well as Savage Centaur Warriors and a Centaur Champion. These are other things that are still on our to-do list in this battle. And we've got some time to try and figure it out. My ally still has his Aristea, and he's going to keep it in reserve. The other Aeneas is still working on building up his Aristea. My hero deals a significant bit of damage to Aeneas in the last few seconds in this battle. But my ally is going to go ahead and move in a Black Spear to help me out. I have this one Amazon champion that's left, who with 250 kills, just going to get in here and try and just knock down Aeneas for me. It throws him on the ground, and that makes it easier for the Black Spears to beat up on him just a little bit longer. I have a Black Spear over here myself. My Amazon champion out this direction is wavering. I just go ahead and I order it to suicide into the Harpy Fiends. Maybe it'll get lucky. There you can see it most certainly did not. I have one Amazon swordswoman left, 98 kills after dealing with a Dardanian rabble or two, and my Aristomachoi that are out in the middle of the field are in a ton of trouble. They're dealing with a Savage Centaur Warrior, that Dardanian defender that I mentioned is already a good challenge for them, and Dardanian rabble are outflanking them. These are in trouble. I'm hoping I can get the Amazon swordswomen out here in time. They're wise to the arrival though, and they're going to intercept the Dardanian rabble. They're not going to win, but the Savage Centaur Warriors most certainly will, knocking down all of my Amazon swordswomen, leaving them handled, leaving my Aristomachoi handled as a heavy Trojan chariot rolls on through. I have this Aristomachoi over here of mine that's broken. My hero and my ally's hero are both shooting at the at the heavy Trojan chariots. And meanwhile out here, we've got two Black Spears chasing this Aeneas. He just activated Aristea on this guy, but we're not going to let him come back. I noticed at this point that I'm being shot at by Harpy Fiends, and I'm circling out their position on the battlefield because we can't see them. They're actually hidden. I'm using the tools to show my ally. I'm showing Death. I have a Harpy Fiend problem out here, and it's coming from right here. Not because of the reason why I'm pointing it to that is because all I have in this battle right now is my hero and this Black Spear. Everything else that belongs to me has been removed. My Aristomachoi are about to die fighting these Harpy Fiends. I'm just trying to use the Arista McCoy now to highlight their position. I'm just trying to make it easier for my ally to win this battle because I don't have the tools to win this battle myself. The Centaurs and the Heavy Trojan Chariots are going to collapse in on top of Death's Arista McCoy, which I think they started this battle with 4 or 5 XP chevrons. And he's counting on them to do a lot of tanky work. I'm still pursuing this Aeneas with my Black Spears. I refuse to stop chasing. Death is asking me to repurpose my Black Spears, and I'm like, no, don't stop. We need to kill Aeneas. We need to kill them. We get more of a benefit if we can kill these heroes. Dardanian Rabble and Harpy Fiends are trying to give my archer skirmisher hero something to think about. I have him retargeting this Aeneas. I only have 1 arrow left, and I need to make it count. And it was a beautiful shot. It goes right through Aeneas and into the Dardanian defenders, and now I'm in melee mode. I rear charge Aeneas, knocking him on his butt. I put my Black Spears into the normal attack stance so that they're a little bit more clustered together around this routing Aeneas. They kill that Aeneas, and all of a sudden the balance of power really shifts in our favor against Dardania. My hero needs to get out of here. I'm trying not to get bogged down in Dardanian defenders, and I completely smash Aeneas on that charge. Just obliterate him with my archer skirmisher hero. And it's at that stage I say, okay, with a very healthy, very well-rested archer skirmisher hero, I can fight these Dardanian defenders. I'm going to get recharged by this Dardanian charger. My allies are in position. I've got my Black Spear that just finished dealing with the other Aeneas, chasing Harpy Fiends, and now is the time to strike. I go ahead and rather than just die to Dardanian defenders, I'm going to go ahead and pull out of that engagement and go after the Harpy Fiends. I can't let them come back. These gals are a really good swords unit. 160 sword damage. I'm going to continue to pursue them while I put my Black Spears back in spread and charge. I'm going to use them to rear attack the Dardanian defenders. I told Death to use the last bit of his ammo against that Dardanian defender as well. He does kill some of his own units. He activates his Aristea, which is beautiful timing. Maybe he could have done it a minute earlier, but that is going to be it for the Dardanian defenders, and that is also going to be it for all of Dardania. The double Dardania, the double John Cena, was not enough to hold back 2 Amazon armies. I loved this battle. We all had a ton of fun with it. It was very much down to the wire. You saw how that battle went from 4,500 entities, maybe even 5,000 entities, down to about 12. And in the span of 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and look at some of the statistics here. So Archaeos brought, let's see here, what is this? This is 6. He brought 9 of the Dardanian Rabbles. He brought 3 Fearless Swords, 3 Chargers, and 1 Defender, and 2 more Rabbles. I'm sorry, he brought 11 Rabble. And Aeneas himself, Superman 877, bringing 6 Rabbles, 2 Heavy Trojan Chariots, 2 Savage Centaur Warriors, and the Centaur Champion, the Harpy Fiends, and the 3 Defenders. Really, honestly, for 2v2, these are interesting armies. I think if he had gone a little bit less on the Rabble, it could have been an even better build. If they had like another Chariot or another Centaur, we would have been in a ton of trouble in those later stages. You can see here my Amazon Swords win 104, 88, 70, and 13 kills against Rabble. Really not all that impressive. My 2 Black Spears doing a lot of late game work in this battle. 181 and 249 kills on my 2 Chariots. And Death collecting 265 and 255. 268 and 255 on his 2 Amazon Champions. Whew. Man, that was a fight. That was a fight. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that. Ta-ta, I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.